Join ForumIAS Academy, trusted by hundreds of toppers, including IAS Rank 1 Shruti Sharma.
Good evening, aspirants. Welcome to the Hindu News Analysis discussion brought to you by ForumIAS for the date 11th April 2023. These are the list of news articles for today's discussion. We will be covering 5 topics from international relations, science and technology, polity and governance. So with this, straight away, let us move to the first article of the day. First article, Finland's journey from neutral to NATO. The news is that Finland joined the NATO group recently. So in this context, let us know about NATO first and then let us see what is said in the article. NATO, this stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It is a military alliance established by the North Atlantic Treaty, which is also called as Washington Treaty of 1949. See, this alliance strives to secure a lasting peace in Europe based on the common values of individual liberty, democracy, human rights, and the rule of law. Its initial members included United States, Canada, and several Western European nations, but however, the membership gradually expanded over the years and eventually reached 31. And know that it was established during the Cold War in response to the threat posed by Soviet Union, erstwhile Soviet Union. The alliance has remained in place since the end of the Cold War and has been involved in the military operations in Middle East, South Asia as well as in Africa. Importantly, know that the NATO is based on the principle of collective security or collective defense. And a NATO decision is the expression of a collective will of all the 31 member countries, since all decisions are taken by consensus. And know that the NATO's headquarters is located in the city of Brussels, which is in Belgium. The most recent member states to be added to NATO was the North Macedonia, which got included in the NATO in the month of March 2020. And now the country Finland also joined the group. Moreover, the NATO currently recognizes Bosnia, Herzegovina, Georgia and Ukraine as aspiring members. Now let us see the objectives of NATO. First is the political objective. See, NATO promotes democratic values and enables members to consult and cooperate on defense and security related issues so that problems are solved in a peaceful manner. Then the NATO grouping allows its members to build trust and in long run prevent conflicts between them. Then it also adds to a military objective where the NATO is committed to peaceful resolution of disputes. If diplomatic efforts fail, then the NATO has the military power to undertake crisis management operations. These are carried out under the collective defense clause of NATO founding treaty or under a UN mandate. The collective defense, which I have been mentioning, is that the NATO is committed to the principle that an attack against one or several of its members is considered as an attack against all the countries. This is the principle of collective defense, which is enshrined in the Article 5 of the Washington Treaty. So far, Article 5 has been invoked only once. That was in response to 9/11 terrorist attacks in the United States. Then the other objective is the building of transatlantic link. See, NATO is an alliance of countries from Europe and North America. It provides a unique link between the two continents, enabling them to consult and cooperate in the field of defense and security. Recently, we came across news that NATO condemned Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine starting Feb 2022. There, NATO called Russia's invasion as unjustified, and as per the grouping, Russia's invasion is a grave violation of international law and a serious threat to Euro-Atlantic security. Then the alliance also condemned the Russia's decision to extend recognition to the separatist regions of eastern Ukraine. I'm saying this here because Russia's continuous aggression against countries in Western and Eastern Europe is also one of the reasons why Finland joined NATO. Even in the two world wars that took place, Finland felt more threatened by the erstwhile Soviet Union than Germany. Historically also, USSR and Finland had a war between them in the year 1941, in which Finland was defeated, but fortunately Finland prevented occupation of USSR on their land, and moreover Finland had also managed to prevent the spread of communist ideology from the erstwhile USSR. As said earlier, historically as well as in the current event, Finland is more concerned about their security and defense on seeing the Russia's aggressive stand in East Europe. And moreover, Finland shares border with Russia now. So the decision of Finland to join NATO can be viewed as a rational choice. That is, Finland after joining the NATO will receive additional security guarantees from NATO, which are specified in Article 5 of NATO's founding treaty. That is what we saw about the collective defense principle earlier. So from now onwards, any attack on Finland will be taken as an attack on the entire NATO countries. This is what the Finland will gain to add to its deterrence policy. And this decision is not taken suddenly. The cooperation between Finland and NATO began in 1994 itself with the Partnership for Peace program. In addition to it, Finland had the status of enhanced opportunity partner before joining the NATO group. Then moving further, Finland had contributed in a significant manner to the NATO-led operations in Afghanistan, Iraq and Balkan states. Only after step-by-step measures, Finland finally joined NATO group. As we know, Russia is not going to like it, and after the NATO welcomed its new member Finland, Russian government responded by telling that potential weapon systems and infrastructure could be deployed right next to its borders. So here the author says that Finland government should not exaggerate the potential threats from Russia, and the new government in Finland should engage in bilateral dialogue with the Russia to ensure peace in the region. So that is what said in the article. With this, let us close this topic and move to the next article. Second topic, a crucial 6 months for India-US ties. The news is that last month the US announced its next ambassador to India, and then our Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to visit US in the month of June this year. In addition to it, US President Joe Biden will also visit India for the G20 summit later this year. So keeping all these events in mind, the author of this article has elaborated on the areas where India and US are set to align and diverge. So from this article, let us know the current relationship between India and US from exam point of view. Firstly, let us know where India and US are joining hands. First is the growth of bilateral trade. Bilateral trade between both the countries has increased, and it was fostered by closer ties between the Indian and American industries, especially in the field of ICT, that is Information and Communication Technology. Know that the United States is India's second largest trading partner, and India is the 9th largest trading partner for United States. Factually, if we see in the year 2017, US exported nearly $25.7 billion worth of goods to India, and US imported $48.6 billion worth of goods from India. So India has a trade surplus with United States. The second is the boost in economic relations. The United States is India's largest investment partner with a direct investments of around $10 billion. And in the year 2018, India became the third Asian nation to get strategic trade authorization status from the United States. This STA1 enables the export of high technology products in civil space and defense from the United States to India. And US has also eased export controls over dual-use goods and technologies and reversed the long-standing American opposition to India's strategic program. In addition to it, India-US initiative on critical and emerging technology also got launched in the year 2022. From this initiative also, strategic technology partnership and defense industrial cooperation between the two countries is set to expand. Then the third convergence is on cooperation on counter-terrorism. See, US is one of the many countries that supports India in counter-terrorism, and over the years, US has reduced economic and strategic support to Pakistan, and then increased diaspora. See, Indian diaspora in America over the years have increased, and it has contributed to income creation in the United States through knowledge-based employment and also to Indian economic growth through remittances. Growing financial and political clout of affluent Asian Indian diaspora is noteworthy, and you have to know that Indian American households are also said to be the most prosperous in the United States. Then the fifth point is regarding the strategic and defense relationship. The US has 4 foundational agreements that it signs with its defense partners. So far, India have signed the 3 agreements. The first agreement is the General Security of Military Information Agreement. This agreement was signed by India and the United States in the year 2002. The agreement enables sharing of military intelligence between the 2 countries and requires each country to protect their classified information. Then the second agreement, that is the Logistics Exchange Memorandum of Agreement. This agreement was signed by the US and India in the year 2016. The LEMOA permits the military of either country to use the other's bases for resupplying or carrying out repairs. The third agreement, which is the Communications Compatibility and Securities Agreement, was signed during the inaugural 2+2 dialogue in the year 2018. In that dialogue, the agreement enabled the 2 countries to share secure communication and exchange information on approved equipments during bilateral and multinational training exercises and operation. The fourth agreement, which is the Basic Exchange and Cooperation Agreement, has not yet been signed. Then the next important point is the Indo-Pacific strategy. This Indo-Pacific partnership aims at promoting security and economic growth in the region, and this partnership enforces international laws and conventions such as maintaining free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific region. By this way, the partnership is set to respect the sovereignty and territorial integrity of all countries in the region. In other words, we can say that IPP aims to reduce Chinese aggression in the region, especially by reducing Chinese clout in the South China Sea. And if we take other initiatives such as US-India economic dialogue, fight against HIV, disaster relief, technology cooperation, and then the Trade Policy Forum, CEO Forum, all are the initiatives that are undertaken by both the countries in order to expand their bilateral ties. And in the year 2019, India and US signed an agreement to strengthen bilateral security and civil nuclear cooperation, including the construction of 6 American nuclear reactors in India. That is all about the areas where both the countries are converging. Now let us see the issues between India and US. The first is regarding the relationship with Russia. That is India's relationship with Russia. See, US is all-time rival of Russia, while India is a friend of Russia. And Russia has always supported India in many international platforms. Russia helped India to develop its defense capabilities also. In the year 2018, India signed historic agreement with Russia to procure 4 S-400 surface-to-air missile defense system, which is said to be the most powerful missile defense system in the world. By approaching Russia, India ignored America's CATSA Act, and the US threatened India with sanctions over India's decision to buy the S-400 missile defense system from Russia. And now the US wants India to change its stand on Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Here, US wants India to outrightly condemn Russia for its war with Ukraine, which India will not do because of its national interest. Then the second issue is the India's relationship with Iran. US has put sanctions on Iran due to its nuclear development, and India has strategic interest in Iran to buy oil. So India has continuously bought oil from the Iran despite US sanctions on Iran. Here the United States threatened India with sanctions over India's decision to buy oil from Iran. But recently, US exempted India from sanctions that allowed India to buy oil from Iran. The third important issue is the intellectual property rights. US has continuously criticized India for its IPR policies, and US has accused India for acting against intellectual properties over generic drugs, especially against the pharmaceutical companies of US. Then the next point is regarding the trust deficit. Withdrawal of US troops from Afghanistan questioned the credibility of US as a net security provider in the region. So by acting in such a manner, trust on US got deteriorated, and in addition to it, US has been consistently questioning India on issues related to terrorism, human rights and democracy in the country. So these are the issues where there is a divergence between the countries which needs to be addressed. So in this article, we saw about the India-US relationship, the areas where they converge as well as the issues between them. So with this, let us close this topic and move to the third article of the day. Third topic, much to write home about this post office in 3D printed glory, delivered on time with big savings. This news article mentions the construction of the Ulzur Bazaar post office building using the 3D technology. And moreover, this is said to be the first time that a post office building is constructed using 3D technology. So in this context, let us know what is the 3D technology and about its applications. See, three-dimensional printing is also known as additive manufacturing. Additive manufacturing, as the name says, it is the process of joining materials to make objects from 3D model data. This is done by constructing a model, usually by adding the material layer upon layer. In other words, we can say that additive manufacturing is opposite of subtractive manufacturing. Subtractive manufacturing works on removal of material to create a desired object. Subtractive manufacturing is similar to cutting a stone to create a sculpture. To be more clear, I will tell you how the 3D process works. See, 3D printing starts by making a virtual design of the object. Here, the virtual design can be made using a 3D modeling program such as computer-aided design or using 3D scanners. Then after making the model, the 3D digital copy is then put into a 3D modeling program. The model is then sliced into hundreds or thousands of horizontal layers in preparation for printing. This prepared file is then uploaded in the 3D printer, which reads each slices in 2D format. Then the 3D printer proceeds to create the object layer by layer. You can see here, right? This is created by layer upon layer, where the resulting objects will have no sign of the layering visible. We can see only a complete three-dimensional structure there. So this process of adding layer and layer to create a final object is what we call as additive manufacturing. Now let us see the advantages and application of 3D printing. First is the low cost. See, 3D printing is cheaper than traditional methods of manufacturing. And know that the cost of producing or manufacturing products using 3D printing technology is equal for small scale as well as large or mass manufacturing. Then the printing of 3D objects can be done directly, which requires less time to complete the project. This is different from the traditional manufacturing, where different components had to be joined to form the final product. Then thirdly, generating prototypes with 3D printers is much easier and faster with 3D printing technology. Then fourthly, the 3D tech enables quick production with a high number of prototypes or small scale version of the real object. So with 3D technology, we can do trial and error for problem solving, which can ultimately contribute to increased productivity. Then different materials can be used in 3D models. This makes it very easy to create a construction models or prototypes for a wide variety of projects within many industries. This leads to flexibility in the project. Then if we come to the applications part, at present, additive manufacturing technology in the aerospace and defense sector is broadly used for prototyping, repair of small parts and components manufacturing. Example, the UK Royal Air Force and the Navy use additive manufacturing for repairing spare parts. Then the second application is in the healthcare sector. Hearing aids have been made using 3D printing technology. And by using bioprinters, organ printing or body part printing is done, and some parts being used as implants of actual body parts. And thirdly, in the field of tissue engineering made remarkable progress with the printing of 3D blood vessels. This was achieved through 3D bioprinting technology and biomaterials. Then even dental implants are being made on a commercial levels using 3D printing technology. Then additive manufacturing of stem cells has also led to various possibilities in printing artificial organs, although most of the work is still in the experimental stage. Then the third point is in the manufacturing sector. 3D printing can also be used to manufacture varied forms of products from car or plane parts to sports goods, toys, etc. And here customized products are also able to be manufactured, as customers can edit the digital design file and send to the manufacturers for production. Then the fifth and the last point is in the architecture and housing area. The technology can be used for a variety of housing projects with application in custom luxury designer homes, large scale development projects to temporary housing projects. And this 3D tech enables the engineers to design and build safer geometries for houses. Further, the 3D technology can also help engineers to rebuild and restore old heritage designs quickly and accurately. So these are the applications of 3D technology. In this article, we saw about the 3D tech, the processes, as well as the advantages and applications associated with 3D printing. Let us complete this topic now and move to the fourth topic. Fourth topic, India's borders are safe, can't be violated, says Amit Shah. India's Home Minister Amit Shah addressed a public gathering during his visit to Arunachal Pradesh. He said that no country can encroach our land and people in the area can live peacefully because of the bravery and sacrifices of our ITBP and army jawans. And apart from the assurance from the Home Minister, he also launched a village development program at the country's easternmost border village. The village development program is titled as Vibrant Villages Program. It is said to be executed in nearly 2,967 villages across 19 districts in 4 border states and 1 union territory. The 4 border states includes Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh, and the union territory is the Ladakh. For that purpose, 4,800 crores has been allotted. So from exam point of view, let us know more about the Vibrant Villages program. See, first of all, know that Vibrant Villages program is a centrally sponsored scheme, which means both the states as well as the center will provide funds for the implementation. The aim of it is to comprehensively develop villages on the northern border, and so quality of life of people living in these villages are improved. This will help encourage people to stay in their native locations in border areas and reverse the out-migration from these villages that would add upon the security of the border. As said earlier, the scheme will be implemented in Himachal Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Uttarakhand and Ladakh. If we come to the key features, under the scheme, funds will be provided for the development of essential infrastructure and for the creation of livelihood opportunities in districts and border blocks of these 4 states and union territory. Then there is a Vibrant Village Action Plan that will be created by district administration with the help of the Gram Panchayats. Secondly, the scheme will identify and develop economic drivers based on local, natural, human and other resources of the border villages. They know that it will also develop these villages based on hub and spoke model of village development. This will be done through promoting social entrepreneurship, empowerment of youth and women through skill development programs. And in addition to it, the program will leverage the tourism potential through promotion of local culture among the other programs. And the expected outcomes of the scheme is that the Vibrant Village program will provide connectivity with all-weather roads, drinking water facility, 24/7 electricity facility, then solar and wind energy will be given attention. Then among others, mobile internet connectivity, multi-purpose centers, health and wellness centers will also be established in the border areas. In addition to it, the Vibrant Villages program will help leverage the tourist potential through the promotion of local culture and traditional knowledge, as said earlier. And then it will also cause development of sustainable eco-agribusiness on the concept of one village, one product. This will be done through community-based organizations, cooperatives, SHGs, NGOs. So we can say that the Vibrant Village program helps in overall development of the villages in the border areas in order to ensure peace and security in the region. So that is all about the scheme. Now let us move to the fifth topic. Fifth and the final topic, TN House resolution asks Centre to set time limit for Governor for clearing bills. The Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, M.K. Stalin, passed a resolution in the state legislature. This resolution is related to the functions of the Governor in giving assent to the state bills. And in this resolution, the state legislature asks the union government as well as the President to issue appropriate instructions to Governor so that the Governor gives assent to state bills passed by the Assembly within a specified time period. So let us see the constitutional powers of the Governor in matters related to state bills. This is covered under the Article 200 of Indian Constitution. As per the Article 200 of the Constitution, it provides 4 alternative courses of action for a Governor when a bill after being passed by the legislature is presented to the Governor for assent. The Article 200 does not lay down any time frame within which any action should be taken by the Governor. So using this loopholes, governors in the opposition party ruling states are set to stall the state bills without taking any actions on them. And under the Article 200, the Governor can give assent to the bill. Then the bill becomes an act there itself. If the Governor withholds the bill or does not give signature to the bill, then the bill dies there itself. On some other occasions, under the same article, the Governor can return the bill to the legislature with the request that it may reconsider the bill. Then another option which is provided under the same Article 200 is that Governor can reserve the bill for the President's assent. Through this, the central government will exercise power by vetoing or delaying any legislation through President's refusal to assent to the state legislation. So this is what the Constitution has provided to the Governor when the state bills are presented to them. But because of the inaction from the Governor, the states ruled by the opposition parties have always flagged the issue of Governor's political affiliations, and this has led to tensions in the center-state relationship. Taking this issue into account, many committees provided recommendations and judicial pronouncements were also made to rectify the loophole. Let us know about that in brief. You can also use those recommendations and judicial pronouncements in writing mains answers. First is the BP Singhal versus Union of India. In that case, the Supreme Court ruled that change in central government cannot be a ground for removal of governors or to appoint more favorable persons to this post. So through this judgment, the Supreme Court has disapproved any political affiliations for a person to be appointed as a governor. Then the second case is the Samshar Singh versus State of Punjab case. In this judgment, the court said that exercise of discretion by the governor should be in concurrence and harmony with the Council of Ministers, and the governor should not take any decisions against the wishes of Council of Ministers. These are the two judgments you can quote in the exams. And then coming to the committee recommendations, first and the foremost important committee recommendation is the Sarkaria Commission report. It recommended that a politician from ruling party at the union level should not be appointed as a governor of a state that is run by some other political party. Then the second commission is the Venkatachalya Commission, which is also called as National Commission to Review the Working of the Constitution, constituted in the year 2002. This commission was mentioned by the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister himself in the Legislative Assembly yesterday. Mentioning the Venkatachalya Commission, he said that there should be a time limit of 6 months for the governor to give his assent to the bill or reserve it for the consideration of the president. So it is better that governor act judiciously, impartially and efficiently to reflect the spirit of non-partisanship. That is all about the article. So with this, we have come to the end of news articles discussion. Now let us see previous year prelims questions. First question, Wellesley established the Fort William College at Calcutta because the options given are option A, he was asked by the Board of Directors at London to do so. Option B, he wanted to revive interest in Oriental learning in India. Option C, he wanted to provide William Carey and his associates with employment. Option D, he wanted to train British civilians for administrative purpose in India. See, Fort William College was established on the year 1800 by Richard Wellesley, who was the Governor General of Bengal at that time. It was named after King William III of England. The purpose were to encourage Indian languages and making the British officials to be familiar with the local languages, so that their administrative work would become easier as it involved interaction with the Indian natives. So the correct answer for this question is option D. Wellesley established the Fort William College because he wanted to train British civilians for administrative purpose in India. Now coming to the second question, this question was asked in the year 2019 prelims. With reference to history of India, Ulgulan or the Great Tumult is the description of which of the following events? The options given are option A, the revolt of 1857, option B, the Mappilla rebellion of 1921, option C, the Indigo revolt of 1859 to 60, option D, Birsa Munda revolt of 1899 to 1900. See, this is a fact-based question. The answer for this question is option D, Birsa Munda revolt of 1899 to 1900. The Munda rebellion is one of the prominent 19th century tribal rebellion in subcontinent. Birsa Munda led this movement in the region south of Ranchi in 1899. The Ulgulan, meaning Great Tumult, sought to establish Munda Raj and independence for the tribal community. So the answer for this question is option D. Now coming to the mains practice question. How do a governor's constitutional power to assent to a state bills affect the constitutional order? What steps are required to rectify the issues in the process? Aspirants can take note of this question. You can write the answers and post it in the comment section for peer review. So with this, we have come to the end of news analysis and previous year question discussion. With this, let us wind up our discussion. If you like the video, if you understand the way I'm teaching, please give like, comment, share and subscribe to ForumIAS channels in various social media platforms. Thank you for listening.